Class is in session. MLB Hitting the Book Show Wednesday, September 24th. Ian Cameron with you. Connor Mack in a moment as well. And we're ready to break down the Wednesday MLB card. We have 2 shows for MLB left this season, today and also on Friday. And I should point out with the Friday show, we mentioned this yesterday, the Friday show is going to be our first, kind of exclusive show or piece of content that we will be doing for subscribed members of the channel, of the Hitting the Books channel. So if you wish to become a member and get some bonus content, bonus perks, bonus shows, bonus videos that we will be giving you on the Hitting the Books YouTube channel starting on Friday for our final MLB show. And that show will also include a little bit of NFL for the weekend, a little bit of college football for the weekend for the group of 5. We'll open up the floor to questions from our members of the channel that are tuned in that want to ask for the opinion of either Connor or me for the group of 5 college football games, the many of which we don't get a chance to discuss on the Monday show, college football Hitting the Books. So make sure you tune in Friday, 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific, not only the MLB card, but we will dive into a little NFL for the upcoming weekend and college football group of 5 game previews. And we'll, again, open up the floor to any questions from our Hitting the Books YouTube channel members and subscribers that might want to throw a game that they want our opinion on in college football or the NFL for that matter for the weekend ahead. Like, for instance, Memphis, Florida Atlantic. We don't get a chance to talk Memphis, Florida Atlantic on Monday college football Hitting the Books show. We normally stick to mostly the Power 4 teams and the bigger games on the slate. So that is one game. Like, for example, someone's got a question about that game, we'd be happy to answer it for you on the Friday show that we're going to do in a couple of days for our Hitting the Books YouTube members. So excited about that. So it's going to be a little potpourri coming your way on Friday. Final MLB card breakdown, little NFL for the weekend, and also any questions that people have about the group of 5 college football games for the weekend. We'll break some of those down too. Speak of the devil, here he is, C-Mac.
Yo. Speak of it, it just takes a minute. So for Friday's show, become a member later today, Thursday or Friday. I didn't realize that, might be 48 hours when I did it yesterday. Got everything put through because I thought it'd be right now.
You'll be able to sign up as a member by Friday at 5 p.m.
Yes. Oh, yeah. For sure. Because I put it in yesterday. So we should be all good to go. I just wanted to put that out there. I was hoping it'd be maybe in time before today's show, but negative. That's how it works. Hey.
That is. The good news is, like, if you don't, we're not pressuring anybody to become a member of the channel.
No,
pay for that. Not at all. It's if you can and if you wish to. We're every Monday the college football Hitting the Books show will still be free, available to everybody. None of that will change. Our college basketball show when it starts, free to everybody. None of that will change. But like I said, just for the bonus little moments on the Fridays, that we're going to provide a little football, like a group of 5 college and a little NFL on Fridays for our members moving forward.
And postseason baseball a little bit. We'll have some of that, while that goes on, because that could be, everything's getting a little bit, crosses over here with all the sports. Yep. So, that'll be done there too. I won't let you know everything else and tell us what you want more of or whatever. You know what I mean? You're the guys in the chat.
Soccer, cricket, or volleyball, or any of that. I don't follow that. So there's a limit to whatever you want.
Yes. Yeah. No I know. And don't they? Yes. I mean, for sure. Just sticking to what it.
And I love watching rugby, but I couldn't really tell you how to properly handicap it. So, like I said,
I mean, I've looked into it. I think especially if you grew up, I think you could. Yeah, but it's. I'll leave it to the rugby specialists.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, Friday when we do the show for members only of the Hitting the Books YouTube channel, members only, might even throw, especially Connor, because he's even more into the handicapping of it than me, maybe a little Ryder Cup, into the thing too.
We can talk a little Ryder Cup. Yeah. I always don't think it's crazy, but it's a ton of fun. I think, it's always good to have a couple bucks too on it. You know what I mean? Especially in those matchups and everything that breaks down. Yeah, we can talk a little Ryder Cup.
No doubt. So we're looking forward to that on Friday, and we thank all of you that will be becoming members of the channel in the next 48 hours or beyond. We thank you for your support. All right, let's get into the Wednesday card. We've got Tampa Bay, Baltimore. Baltimore minus 120, home favorites, 8 the total here in this game. Baltimore getting the victory last night over Tampa Bay. Shane Baz on the mound for the Rays. Tyler Wells for the Orioles. I'm a big Tyler Wells fan. I've always liked this guy as a starting pitcher. You look at him in 3 starts since rejoining the rotation after a long, over a year absence. He's given up 2 runs or less. Baltimore's won all 3 of these starts. Very good for the most part for the Orioles. Shane Baz has not had a great season, but he's pitched a little bit better of late. 2 runs or less, 3 of his last 4 starts. Terrific against the Jays in his last outing. So this could be a low-scoring game, in my opinion. Obviously an under last night. Baz has pitched a little bit better. Wells is in good form since returning for Baltimore. So under would be the lean here. Baltimore from a side perspective as well, but I haven't bet Baltimore yet. I don't know why, but because I think Wells is he's 3-0, but Baz has actually been better. He's turned a corner, and I think that might take me off betting Baltimore. Lean Orioles though, lean under. C-Mac, what do you think?
Yeah, I know it robbed that 3-run homer of the Padres. I like that under early. Of course, the game is 0-0
Thanks
now.
for nothing, by the way, Milwaukee. Pathetic last night. That Zimmerman, man, brutal.
Oh, yeah, they jumped him. Hey, it's just that's baseball. I know.
So much for San Diego being flat after the celebration.
Hey, good for them. Let's see if they can win here. Yeah, there was some wild shit. I had the under in the Marlins game. We got a bunch of runs late in the Royals game, but wow. I should have been on the first 5, I guess. There's those fucking bullpens. That's where I'd be here, is the under like you talked about. There's basically 8s, though, everywhere. I really like the 8.5. But I didn't even see a few 7. I think the 8's pretty good here. These lineups just really haven't been hitting. I know the O's win yesterday, but before that, they hadn't scored a ton of runs. Wells has been pretty good. And Boss, after just a horrible stretch of, July and August, seems to be kind of, right in the ship. I mean, and he seems to have nothing to play for. It's just like, get it. Unless the guy's just getting crushed, it's under for me.
All right, Pittsburgh and Cincinnati. How about those Pirates playing spoiler last night, beating the Cincinnati Reds? And now they got their ace, their stud young pitcher, phenom, Paul Skeens on the mound. Won't be any easier for Cincinnati. But Cincinnati counters with Hunter Green, their flamethrower right-hander. Cincinnati minus 125, home favorite, 7 the total in this game. I think there's value on Cincinnati. I always say this. You're getting the other team at a great price when Paul Skeens is on the mound, because this is a Paul Skeens tax. In no way, shape, or form should Cincinnati only be minus 125. That's short against Pittsburgh in regular circumstances. But this is Paul Skeens on the mound, and that's why you got such a great price here to back the Reds. It's not a given that they win with Skeens on the mound. They're 0-2, Pittsburgh, in Skeens' last 2 starts. He's pitched well. He wasn't as good in his last outing, though, against the Cubs. He gave up 3 runs on 7 hits, 3.2 innings. That's about as bad a start as Paul Skeens has had, in recent times. So I think there's value on the Reds. I did bet a small piece of the Reds here. Hunter Green's been really good. He had 1 rough start against the A's, and other than that, he's given up 1 run or less in 3 of his last 4 starts. Complete game shutout against the Cubs in his last outing, an absolute gem there. Now, that was 109 pitches, which I believe is a season high for him. So maybe some mild concern coming off an outing like that. But like I said, this is the Skeens tax in effect. And when it's the Skeens tax in effect, it's either I fade Pittsburgh or I pass. C-Mac, what do you think? Pirates, Reds?
Yeah, but I don't think it's too much of a tax here. And Green's pitch well. I couldn't take the Reds. What the Reds were yesterday, and it just kept me to a lean.
A lot of pressure on them, too. Now they're in the mix. Now they have a chance to actually make this wild card, and now the pressure ratchets up. They didn't exactly handle it very well yesterday, so that's something you got to factor in, too.
Like, I don't want my money on they can hit Paul Skeens. Like, if they do, great. But my fucking money can't be on them, not at this price. And Green after that, these good, I can't do it. Like, I'd take the Pirates or nothing in this game.
All right, there you go. I did bet the Reds, but like I said, it's a small bet. It's just I figured, Cincinnati is not minus 125 against any other starting pitcher. for the Pittsburgh Pirates. But
Yeah.
Means
if these guys are on too, it definitely goes under. But doesn't happen here.
Yeah,
and these lineups I can't trust too.
I agree. It would be a lean to the under too in that one. All right. Same with this game. Like this could be an under as well. Detroit and Cleveland. We've got Cleveland minus 145 home favorite, 7.5 the total. Jack Flaherty's been in better form lately. Does have decent numbers against Cleveland, but he has also not been as good on the road at times. And obviously he's on the road here. And Tanner Bybee's pitched a lot better. And Tanner Bybee, I think 3-0 against Detroit in the past. I'm part of the avalanche of money that's poured in on Cleveland. This was minus 115, minus 120 overnight. It's all the way up to minus. People are just fading Detroit, and how do you blame anybody? This is an epic choke, an epic collapse in progress for the Detroit Tigers. Sure enough, even with their stopper, Tarek Skubal on the mound, they still can't beat Cleveland. They're now tied for the first place in the AL Central, and Cleveland wins the tiebreaker. So Cleveland's basically leading the division right now, even though they have the same record. Cleveland or nothing. How do you back this dumpster fire, this tire fire that is Detroit right now? Their bullpen's awful. Again, another shoddy effort from the bullpen last night for this Tigers team. There's no hitting in the clutch whatsoever from them. Cleveland just plays that small ball, and it ends up, just doing a number on you. And they did it again last night. Just so fundamentally more sound right now. I have a better price, though. That's the thing. I mean, minus 145, kind of getting up there, but I can't make a case for Detroit. That's how fucking terrible they are right now. So Cleveland or nothing. I got minus 130, better price than what's out there now, but it's Cleveland or nothing. Simple as that for me. CMAC, Detroit, Cleveland.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's a little too far out here now. Now it's, we're getting a little bit different now. They're favorites here, even at home, red hot they are. That's just, you're paying a tax for the Guardians and how bad the Tigers are. I know there's just no hitting in the clutch for the Tigers. It's just like
pretty bad.
Errors. It's just not good. I mean, as good as winning, is contagious, like losing is too. Like when you fucking just keep losing.
I mean, it's just
baseball day.
You expect to lose now if you're Detroit. That's right. When you take the field, you expect the worst to happen. How can you not if you're anyone on that team? If you're Torkelson, if you're Dingler, if you're all these fucking guys, what do we expect? The worst to happen.
Exactly. You know what I was looking at? I thought the price is big. When I looked at this game too, just to take this price better, you could lay the minus a half, I guess, first 5, or their team total. I think they could get the flare. The 1.5's right at 145.
Yep.
Over 1.5. The 2.5, I think you can get plus 130. Because I was even looking at that. I know it's a low total. Think maybe it's under. And the Guardians, at times, you're not trusting them to get a ton. But I think it might be worth, a smaller bet on the Guardians team total first 5 here off Flaherty. Fuck it. Roll on him, jump on him early.
All right, Marlins and Phillies. We've got Philadelphia minus 160, home favorite, 7.5 the total. Brutal loss for the Phillies. Now, Phillies are in one of these spots where it's not life and death right now. They're likely going to finish first seed in the National League when it's all, or second seed actually in the National League when it's all said and done at this point in time. So, like I said, it's not the end of the world for the Philadelphia Phillies. They're probably going to be the 2 seed. They're going to get a bye to the NL divisional divisional series round. I just don't want Philly at these prices the rest of the way. I think you either take Miami or you leave it alone. Problem is Ryan Weathers is not my favorite pitcher in the world by any stretch of the imagination. It's actually pitched okay, I guess you could say, but Washington and Colorado are not Philly, and he's got to face them in this ballpark. Luzardo, though, has been given up 4 runs in back-to-back starts. It's just Philly is one of these teams right now where, with them kind of playing out the string, the rest of the regular season, there's not a whole lot on the line. They're pretty much, I don't think they're catching Milwaukee, and I don't know if they care enough about the number 1 overall seed to catch Milwaukee, but I could only take Miami at this price. CMAC, Marlins, but I didn't. What do you think? Marlins, Phillies.
Yeah, this is the last of kind of these games that have rain that we just talked about a little bit. The Cleveland game might have some rain. The Reds game, this one has a little bit of rain, maybe precipitation. Excuse me. I don't trust Luzardo. I want back on the under. But you go first 5. I've talked about him enough. Like when he's on, he looks so good. And when he just gets hit, he's not very good. Marlins don't do anything offensively. and late. We were talking. I think even someone put it in the chat. I forget yesterday. Before that, the Marlins had hit lefties well. This is the Marlins too on sideways or nothing in this game. I think the Phillies just are off here. One thing I always like, these are the guys in this lineup. Looks like Harper's going to be out, but I mean, they have the righties stacked in this lineup, but I don't know if it's enough. I think they're just kind of ending the year out. So why would you want to lay a price with Philly? Here, I wouldn't.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. That's so where I'm at. How about this price? I know the New York Yankees are playing great.
This is crazy.
I mean, the AL East. They're only a game back at Toronto now for the AL East. That's still up for grabs. But they celebrated last night, clinching the playoff spot with the walk-off win against Chicago. They're laying minus 380. And I know they got Max Fried, who's been obviously back in great form the last several starts. Pitched great. But come on, minus 380 in this spot. I can't do it. Total 8 here in this game. What are we going to get, though, is the question from Ellard, the quarterback here from the pitcher, I should say, here for the Chicago White Sox, Fraser Ellard. He's going to be an opener. He's going to give way probably to a bullpen day here for the White Sox. And as I mentioned, Max Fried has been excellent here. They're 5-0 in his last 5 starts, 1.89 ERA. You know, these automatic fade spots of the team that partied the night before haven't been coming through nearly as much. San Diego won last night, even though they celebrated in the clubhouse after the night before.
Man, I'm going to say something. Maybe it's these young kids. They don't fucking drink anymore. These guys are just sober. They're just pouring stuff over their head. They're really not getting fucked up.
On the fucking ground and the carpet and the floor than in their mouth, for crying out loud.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, these guys aren't even hungover.
That they've got going on there. Exactly. So there's a pass. I mean, you could kind of twist my arm into maybe White Sox first 3 innings or first 5 innings, even plus a half, maybe a little hungover early in the game, the Yankees, but I don't know. It could be a big time pitching mismatch, a bunch of fringe arms in the bullpen for the White Sox against Fried. You know, on paper, that does feel like a bit of a mismatch. So I ultimately ended up staying off this game. C-Mac, what do you think?
The way the Yankees play baseball, I don't give a shit if Max Fried's on the mound. I think the White Sox.
You're going to go for it. I applaud that. I do. Plus 310 staring out there. Yeah.
Yes, first 5. And I think I might do, because I don't do a ton of these, but the first half plus a half. Just in, because you're still getting, I think. I have to double check. I think you can get plus 2 still on the half, plus 1. I'm going to double check here in a second, but I think it's where I know the White Sox, man, it's been rough for them. And the Yankees, the bats are well. I just don't trust. I talk about this team enough. I think we'll see it in the postseason. But I do have to say, the American League's not very good. So maybe the Yankees can get by there again. I mean, we're seeing the Guardians get in. Maybe it looks like how this shakes out. But even I think the Red Sox and Jays, depending on, are better than the Yankees in the end. If I had to, unless the Yankees are just
don't discount Seattle either, and how well they've played. Obviously,
I'd like to see Seattle. They have the arms too. We'll see. The road I worry about with those guys in playoff games, but yeah, definitely.
All right, next up we've got, as we continue along here, it is the Boston Red Sox and Toronto Blue Jays. We've got Garrett Crochet, Max Scherzer, the pitching matchup. Boston minus 130, road favorite, 7.5 the total in this game. Like I said, for Boston, they won 4-1 last night. Jays have been in a bit of a funk offensively the last week. The lack of production spoiled another good start from Kevin Gausman last night. But like I said, not hitting really all that great lately, the Jays. Now they got to go up against the ace of this Red Sox staff. And here we got Max Scherzer coming off one of the worst starts you'll ever see from him. Couldn't even get out of the first inning against Kansas City. Unbelievably bad on Friday night. The only thing I will say is this looks like a layup, right? Boston with their ace, minus 130 to get the job done. Scherzer off a horrible start, but don't underestimate the heart of a champion, the heart of a lion, the heart of a competitor that Max Scherzer is. He's off one of the all-time embarrassing starts he's ever had. It would not shock me with just the way that man's DNA is wired that he might come back and have a good start here tonight against Boston. So we'll see. I lean under. I could only look at Boston here because I don't fully trust Max Scherzer right now, but just be careful. Scherzer's got pride. Scherzer's got unbelievably competitive juices in his body that he's going to want to do everything to atone for that game on Friday. We'll see if he can, though. C-Mac, what do you think?
Yeah, like the Red Sox yesterday, there's no way I could take them here. This line's dropping. It worries me a
Like
little
a value
about
thing, right? There was probably a little value on Boston yesterday at the price
yes,
they were
I thought
at.
there was.
And now the value spectrum probably does shift to the Jays a little bit, but yeah, I'm off it.
I think it's showing too, just a little bit in the market. Crochet, he's still been all right. He's getting hit a little bit. He's logged a shitload of innings. He's had a great season. I still think he'd be pretty good because I look at this under too. I know it's 7.5, but I think Scherzer's going to be better here today. He might give up a couple, but I mean, he was just awful his last game at home. I mean, too, you want this guy, both these guys, but Scherzer, the old man, you want him here on the mound. They need to win games, so I think he at least get his best shit here early.
He's not the Scherzer of old, obviously, at this stage of his career, but you're talking about one of the most fierce competitors I've ever seen on a pitching in my lifetime, coming off a game where he got absolutely shelled. And that hurts his pride, and he's got incredible, pride and character. It wouldn't shock me if he deals tonight. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but it wouldn't shock me if he bounces back. We'll see though tonight in that one. All right, Mets and Cubs. What a win for the Mets last night with the comeback after a rough start against the Cubs. They win 9-7, and now they are in control of their own destiny by virtue of their win and the Reds' loss. Now the Mets control their destiny for that final NL wildcard spot. Jonah Tong, fellow Canadian, getting the start here for the Mets. And we've got Matthew Boyd, the lefty, for the Cubs. Cubs minus 120, home favorite, 7 the total. I kind of lean to the Mets here. Jonah Tong, after a couple struggles, he was much better in his last start. And all of a sudden, Matthew Boyd looks human again. It's like the balloon has burst here for Matthew Boyd. He hasn't been pitching well here these last couple of starts for the Chicago Cubs. So Mets needed a win. It's almost like they needed something to kind of push them in the right direction. I think Grant's on to something with the over here. Like, it's only 7, and can you fully trust Tong to just...
I kind of do, too.
Lineup? And then Boyd's given up 4 runs in each of his it's 7. And we saw 16 runs with these two teams last night. I think the over's got some value here. C-Mac, what say you?
Kind of do, too. I mean, the wind's blowing it, but pitchers are bad. They're bad. And the bats are, you know what I mean? Even at Wrigley, it needs to be like 20 plus. And we're not seeing that. I could look up Swish too. But yeah, so I think maybe it does. Boy, he's not very good. Tong only 1 road start. He gave up 4 runs in that one. I mean, good for the Mets yesterday, but I still think they're a shitty ball club. I really do. But these teams can get hot, you know what I mean? In short spans. And we've seen it a lot lately the last few years. Like the D-backs, some of these teams, the Rangers, their teams were pretty average. They won like 88 games, shit like that. Games that, go to the World Series. So maybe I should pump the brakes. I have all the Mets fans come after me. They get red hot.
Twins and Rangers. We've got Taj Bradley and Jake DeGrom, the pitching matchup. Texas minus 200, home favorite, 7.5 the total. I can't believe I'm saying I hate Taj Bradley with every fiber in my being. This guy, every time I want to back him, he stinks and he gets lit up. I don't even care. Give me Minnesota. Texas is shot, man. They're done. There's no life. There's no zip. There's no energy. There's no offense. There's nothing with this team. They are dead. They are dead as a doornail, and I said that yesterday. Take Minnesota. Texas can't be a favorite right now. They lose 4-1. The bats are dead. They've shut down Seager and Simeon for the rest of the season. There's other injuries that they're dealing with. They are a depleted ball club right now. I get it. This price is the way it is because it's Jake DeGrom, who's the much better starter, over Taj Bradley, who's not been good. I don't even care. Texas ain't hitting. Zebby Matthews was getting lit up every start, and he goes out there and he deals 7 innings, 1 run against Texas last night. Zebby Matthews, who is not pitching all that great for Minnesota. Why can't Taj Bradley do the same thing here tonight? They can't hit. They can't hit worth a lick right now, Texas. They're banged up. They're eliminated out of the playoffs. They crashed out, free fall down the stretch. There's no enthusiasm, no energy with this ball club right now. They're a dead team walking. Give me Minnesota here, plus 170. I don't even want win or lose. I'm okay taking them at this price. What do you think here, C-Mac?
I kind of agree with everything you said. Just no, and DeGrom's been getting touched up here. I think,
he this is a guy either. DeGrom the last couple, yeah.
This is just a guy who's just, he hasn't thrown a full year in I don't know how long. What, 2018 or something? He's constantly in and out. So I think the innings a little bit are wearing on him. And he's been giving up the long ball in these games, these last 3 or 4. So, in 2 of the last 3, he's given up 5 in the last 3 starts. Homers. So, there's just no way with this price. It's ballooned because of his name. I agree. Twins are nothing here. Even with Bradley.
Yeah, I think they're live. Even with Bradley, I think they're live here in this game. All right, let's move along to Kansas City and the LA Angels. Stephen Kolek and Yusei Kikuchi, -110 even money, both sides, 8.5 the total. This is one of these deals where I'm not all that interested in what the pitching matchup is. What I can tell you right now with these two teams is that the Royals are playing some pretty good baseball right now, or at least better baseball, and the Angels can't get out of their own way right now. I like Kansas City at this price. And I'm not even the biggest fan of Kolek, but he's given up 2 runs or less in 5 straight starts. You got to give him credit. He's been pretty consistent. And I know Kikuchi's capable, but it's not been the greatest of seasons. And the Angels are 0-5 in his last 5 starts. KC for me at this price. C-Mac, what do you think?
I already bet it earlier today. Royals +105. Angels, they're like, get me the fuck out of here. And Kikuchi could pitch well. We're at home. He's been better, but the bats aren't there for the Angels. So maybe the Royals is maybe a lower scoring game that they win. But I don't even know if I trust that again. And the bullpen, as we saw yesterday, for the Angels, kind of classic them, gave up a shit ton of runs there late, which I love to see. So, I'm on the Royals here, +105.
All right, next up as we continue along here, LA Dodgers, Arizona Diamondbacks. We've got Blake Snell, Ryan Nelson. Dodgers -150, road favorites, 8.5 the total. What's the new boss? Same as the old boss. What's that bullpen? Same as the old bullpen. That was the Dodgers last night. That bullpen strikes again against the Arizona Diamondbacks. Gosh, it's an issue, man. It is a real big issue for this Dodgers team going into the playoffs. Bullpen implodes late against the Diamondbacks last night. Arizona still alive for the wild card, but unfortunately last night the Mets winning did not help them out a lot. But they're still mathematically alive. I don't think they're going to get in, but they're
alive though.
Alive. They're still
like Mets lose, they win.
Yep, and all of a sudden they're right there again. I like Arizona, man, especially and if you're going to bet Arizona, take them full game because you want to have the Dodgers bullpen part of it. And right now, that Dodgers bullpen's got a lot of problems. Snell could go out there and pitch well, and they still lose because that bullpen is having a hard time locking the door late in games. So I'm going to come back to Arizona. I took Arizona last night. I'm going to come back to them again here. C-Mac, Dodgers, Diamondbacks.
He could pitch well. Again, he's looked very good. Get both home games, Rockies, Phillies, 11 and 12 Ks. But I don't like that. He hasn't given up a run in those 2 starts. Now he goes to Arizona. Got shit to play for. There's just no way I could bet the Dodgers. It's the D-backs here. D-backs, maybe their team total. I was looking at this, maybe have Marte, not the best numbers, but I always like him when we talk about right-handed. I think he's got more pop from there. He does have a couple homers off Snell. So maybe look to a Marte prop here.
All right, next up as we continue along here, we've got, let me just see here. Okay, there we go.
Perdomo.
Is the Rockies and the Mariners. We've got Tanner Gordon and Luis Castillo, the pitching matchup here. Seattle -300, home favorite, 7.5 the total in this game. Seattle with the comeback last night against they were so flat, Seattle, for the early part of that game, and I was a little bit concerned about that for them after the sweep against Houston, which pretty much sealed the AL West division for the Mariners, that they'd be a little flat against and they sure were, but sign of a good team. They still found a way and came back late to beat the Rockies last night, 4-3. Tanner Gordon's not been very good, 4.23 ERA in his last 5 starts. Luis Castillo, after a little bit of a rough patch, he's given up 1 run or less in 3 straight starts, all 3 wins. Yeah, easy pass. I don't want Colorado, but there's just no value with Seattle. Easy pass. C-Mac, what do you think?
Man, if I could get the Gordon, his 5 of these last 6 starts, I think have been pretty good, except San Diego, where he gave up 6. Yeah. 3 bombs. you're just like, if I could get the guy that could give up a run or two, yeah, fuck, it's the Rockies. I just don't know when that's gonna happen here. I think with Gordon. So to me, this is like when the Mariners start laying this price, it's just no way. We talk about this in MLB with the Yankees a little bit, like when they're just, baseball. There wasn't just these dominant teams around. We didn't see a lot of minus 300s. Usually, which we see like in these great teams in the second half of the year, so far at all, really this year. So it's just, man, this is hold your nose, ugliest dog in the land. The Rockies.
All right, next up, we've got just 2 games left. St. Louis Cardinals, San Francisco Giants. Sonny Gray for the St. Louis Cardinals. JT Brubaker, where did this guy come from? Starting now for the San Francisco
guy hangs around.
God almighty.
He's only 31, by the way. I thought he was like 38.
I know. It feels like he's been around the block, this guy. No
yeah,
question.
I'm like, damn.
Still he is hanging around. We got
it's only like 6 years, I think he's been in the league or something like that.
Yeah, no doubt. We got minus 110 both sides here, 7.5 the total. Yes, JT Brubaker, the guy that's been with the lot of Pirates mostly. Then he split with the Yankees early in the year. Now here he is with the Giants. I mean, he's got a career 4.89 ERA in the big leagues. It isn't very good. I don't trust him to be very good here either tonight for the San Francisco Giants. Sonny Gray, meanwhile, it's been a kind of a weird season for him. He's had some good, some bad. He's pitched well against San Francisco in the past. We'll see if that continues. St. Louis, they've been swinging a hot bat. They've scored 20 runs in the last 3 games combined. The Giants have scored 5 runs or more in 3 of their last 4 games. So I said last night that 7.5 on that total with Webb and Palante, that looked a little light. That looked a little bit low, that total. I kind of feel that way here, where 7.5, I'd probably lean over again with these 2 teams. C-Mac, what do you think?
Yeah, Sonny Gray. I can't. This is another guy. Even up and down year this year. You just talking about. I can never really figure him out. Usually he's better at home, and when his curveball is working, he's really, really good. He's off back-to-back starts against the Brewers. Both those games he pitched well. After he has 3-4 starts and he's on the road, I can't do it. Like I worry he could get hit. Maybe the over's it. Brubaker's only going to go, 2 innings here tops, I think. So he won't. I mean, maybe 3. He gets to that. So, and the Giants bullpen's the one who's just got ripped. The Giants were up, I think, 5-2, right? They got 5, I think, in the third yesterday.
Yes.
And man, the Cardinals put on a bunch there late. So, yeah, I'd lean Cards here a little bit.
All right, last game. It is the Astros and the Athletics. Hunter Brown, Luis Severino, the pitching matchup. Houston minus 140, road favorites, 9 the total here in this game. We saw, obviously, last night the A's 5-1 victory over this really scuffling Houston team that's now lost 4 in a row. I mean, it's A's or nothing. I mean, I love Hunter Brown. He's pitched great all season. Still continues to pitch well. But they also lost his last start against Seattle because they got shut out. Doesn't matter how well Hunter Brown pitches. If you're not hitting and you're not scoring runs, you're not going to win. It's really that simple, and that's Houston's problem right now. So it's either A's or pass for me. I like Hunter Brown just enough that I don't think I'm going to bet the A's here, but I can't lay minus 140 with Houston right now. They've really gone dead at the plate with their bats, and I can't do it. They're just not playing good baseball. A's lean, but like I said, I respect Hunter Brown. I'm not going to bet it, but I lean A's still. C-Mac, Houston, Athletics.
If you ever needed Hunter Brown to come up big, is here. I mean, I think he's already had 2 or 3 starts. I know 2 of them where he's gone 6 and given 1 run.
Yeah.
This year versus the A's. I mean, they need him big time because the offense isn't doing anything.
And again, with Severino, he continues to struggle in this ballpark. It's been the damnedest thing. He's been okay on the road. He's terrible at home.
I know, but to me, it's like it's the A's or nothing.
Yeah, of course.
Like it's like everything's saying it.
How do you lay 140 with Houston on the road right now?
You're hoping the offense explodes and they get to Severino, who could be very good too. Like and he can get cracked when he's not on his stuff. And
they look like the team that's going to miss the playoffs right now. Houston. Yep.
I think they are, and I under again. We talked about yesterday. I think the under's the move in this game.
All right,
under. Astros, just horrible base right now. I mean, God, get it going. Free falling. Little Tom Petty. Give us some Petty there.
Rest in peace. Yeah, free falling. That's exactly. There's a lot of teams doing that. Houston, Detroit. The Mets were doing that for a very long time. There's a lot of free falling their ass almost right out of the playoffs. Houston's done it. Detroit might be about to do it. The Mets still might do it. There's a lot of teams free falling right now here in Major League Baseball. No question. All right, home run props. Jack of the day, C-Mac. Anything you got there?
No, really. I said Marte was the guy late. That was it. I mean, maybe Ramirez. Reynolds had some decent numbers. He was like 4-14 with a homer of Hunter Green, but I didn't bet that. So that was it for me. Home run props. You got any? You on mute?
Good. There we go. Yeah, only a couple tonight. I can't pass up Francisco Lindor, 2 homers against Matthew Boyd in the past, and he had a big bomb to get him going last night against the Cubs. Francisco Lindor always seems to be, when the Mets are right on the edge of the cliff there, that guy seems to be one of the guys that can step up and deliver for you. And Lindor did that last night. He's got 2 homers against Matt Boyd in the past. So that's definitely one that stands out for sure. It's taking Francisco Lindor for the New York Mets tonight to go deep in that game. That's probably my favorite look on this entire board. Matt Chapman and Devers both have a homer against Sonny Gray. There's a little something to keep in mind there as far as some home run props that might be worth a look in that game. I want to mention that Scherzer, Duran, and Bregman have both homered off Scherzer. Springer has a bomb against Crochet, and Springer has been by far Blue Jays' best hitter lately. So, Springer might be worth a look too in that game. And then Harper has a home run against Ryan Weathers in the past.
He's out though.
He's out though. Okay, so
he's out
as well. And then for the Hunter Green, I'll tell you what, O'Neal Cruz has 2 of them.
Yeah, he had 1 or 2,
in the past. So, but my favorite is for sure Francisco Lindor for me for a home run prop tonight. Shout out to the chat before we get to best bets. Grant Clarkson, Timmy Tushu, Nick Alvento, White Chocolate, Art P, PlayStation 3 gameplay. We've got Art. Who else? There we go. I already said Nick Alvento. Jorge Herrera, Rich H, Gold Jew, Oldie, J Main 34, Mojo, Joey Moses, Brian Elfring, Redbeard, Ross Pitts, Timothy Hake, KP, Joey Moses. We thank Don't Wake Daddy. Thank you to everyone here for tuning in to Hitting the Books MLB edition. Hit the like button if you haven't already. All right, best bets. C-Mac, what do you like here for your Wednesday MLB best bet?
Yeah, it's between 2. Okay, give me the Jays. Red Sox under 7.5. I think these pitchers are good enough today. Under. Jays.
I'm going to go bold with mine. I think this is actually one of the better bets on the board, and you could argue it's one of the best value bets on the board. Minnesota Twins. Like, Texas is really dead. They really are. I mean, you watch them play; they are lifeless. It's like a walking corpse on the baseball diamond. That's the way the Texas Rangers have been playing the last several games. They got swept by Miami at home. You know, they got buried by Houston, swept at home by Miami. They lose 4-1. They look feeble at the plate. They are injury riddled. They just have no business laying almost minus 200. I don't even care that it's against a struggling Taj Bradley. Give me the Twins here. Twinks for my best bet here. Minnesota plus 170 for my best bet here for this Wednesday MLB slate. Shout out to the chat. Hit the like button. We appreciate it very much. Thanks for joining us. And again, we've got our Friday show for our Hitting the Books YouTube channel members coming up Friday, 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific, the entire MLB card. Give you some NFL picks and bets we like for NFL this weekend, and we'll open up the floor to questions on any group of 5 college football games that you want us to answer.
And remember, if you do, become one the next till Friday, because it's not here right this second.
Not yet.
So just remember that.
Check the channel tomorrow and especially early Friday before 5 p.m.
Yes.
By then, you should certainly be able to sign up as a channel member to Hitting the Books. Shout out to everybody. Hit the like button on the way out. For Connor Mack, I'm Ian Cameron. Have a great Wednesday night. Enjoy the games and good luck. And we will be back with you Friday, 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific for a members-only edition of the MLB Hitting the Books show with some bonus NFL and college.
A little bit of everything.
Well, a little bit of everything.
Yeah, Friday.
Sports show coming your way on Friday. Until then, enjoy the games and good luck, and have a great night. We'll see you Friday. Until then, class dismissed.